The security camera captures everything in cold, digital clarity. Third-floor hallway. Rossetti Mansion. 3:47 p.m. Shattered crystal spreads across marble like frozen rain. An 8-year-old boy, Marco Rossetti, stands amid the wreckage, chest heaving, fists clenched. His face is red, wet with tears and rage. "I hate this! I hate all of it!" Staff members scatter. A vase crashes against the wall, then another. Down the corridor, movement, different from the others. Keisha Baptiste, 32, uniform crisp despite the chaos, walks toward him. Not running away. Toward. She kneels. Opens her arms. Marco fights it, pushes, screams, but she doesn't flinch. Just waits. 43 seconds. Then he collapses into her embrace, sobbing like the broken child he is. In 3 days, this simple act of kindness will cost her everything she has, and reveal a secret this family has buried for 3 years. 6:15 a.m. Brooklyn. Keisha's eyes open before the alarm. The ceiling above her bed has a water stain shaped like a continent she can't name. She studied it every morning for 2 years. The studio apartment holds 3 people and feels like it holds 30. Her sister Tamara sleeps on the pull-out couch, one arm draped over 7-year-old Darnell. The boy's face is peaceful now, but 4 hours ago he woke up screaming. Keisha moves quietly. On the kitchen counter, an envelope marked rent in her own handwriting. She opens it, counts. $340 short. She closes her eyes, opens them. The number doesn't change. Oatmeal, water, a pinch of brown sugar stretched across 3 bowls. She portions carefully. Darnell gets the most, Tamara second, herself last. "Auntie?" Darnell appears, rubbing his eyes. "I had the dream again." She kneels, the same motion she'll use in 3 days with a boy she hasn't met yet, and pulls him close. "I know, baby. But you're safe now. You're here with me." His small body trembles, then settles. This is their routine. This is how they survive. Tamara wakes, sees them, says nothing. She's a nurse at Methodist Hospital, working doubles to keep Darnell's therapy bills paid. The therapy helps, slowly. Darnell's father died 2 years ago. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong city that doesn't care. The boy saw things no 7-year-old should see. Keisha checks her phone. 2 jobs today. Rossetti Mansion, 8 to 5. Then the diner, 6 to midnight. "Are you both working again?" Tamara asks. "The landlord doesn't take prayers as payment." Keisha, "We're fine. We're always fine." It's a lie they both know. 7:40 a.m. The 2 train rattles north. Keisha's reflection stares back from the subway window. A woman older than 32, younger than she feels. Her uniform is pressed. Her shoes are not. The train rocks. A man sleeps against her shoulder. She doesn't move him. At 34th Street, the car fills with different people. Suits. Scarves that cost more than her rent. A woman complains about her housekeeper's vacation request. Keisha looks at her hands. Cracked knuckles, short nails, hands that clean what others dirty. The train surfaces at 59th. Suddenly, light. Glass towers catching sunrise. Doormen opening doors for people who've never opened their own. She exits at 68th Street, walks east. The buildings grow taller. The sidewalks grow cleaner. 5th Avenue, where money doesn't talk because it doesn't have to. The Rossetti Mansion stands like a tooth, white marble, 5 stories, windows that judge. She's worked here 2 weeks through elite household services. The agency was clear. This family values discretion, efficiency, and silence. Keisha climbs the service entrance steps, her worn shoes against marble, 8:55 a.m. Mrs. Carter waits inside, head housekeeper, 60, face like a closed fist. You're early. Good. The boy had another episode last night. His bathroom needs attention. Yes, ma'am. And Keisha, keep your head down. The family has complications. Before Keisha can ask, Dimitri appears. Groundskeeper, kind eyes behind a weathered face. New girl. Have you met the ghosts yet? Dimitri, Mrs. Carter warns. What? She should know. Boy hasn't smiled since his mother died. Father barely speaks. The house feels like a tomb with a heartbeat. Mrs. Carter leaves. Dimitri leans closer. 3 years ago, Mrs. Rossetti died. Car accident. The boy was in the back seat. Father changed after. Used to run things. Now he just watches over the boy. Angelo and Luca handle business now. Angelo and Luca? Associates. You won't see them much. When you do, don't. Understand? Keisha doesn't, but she nods. Through a window, she glimpses the 3rd floor. A small figure, Marco, sits alone, drawing with violent strokes. Even from here, she can see the tension in his shoulders. She thinks of Darnell. Different world. Same pain. In Marco's bathroom, she finds prescription bottles lined up like soldiers. Anxiety medication. Sleep aids. For a child. Her chest tightens. She cleans the marble sink. On the counter, a framed photo. Marco, younger, laughing. His mother was beside him, both smiling like people who don't know what's coming. Outside the window, the city spreads below. A kingdom of glass and stone. She's inside it now. But she'll never belong to it. She returns to the staff area. Mrs. Carter reviews the duties. 3rd floor hallways, Marco's playroom, library. Avoid the family wing unless instructed. Never speak unless spoken to. Report anything unusual. Keisha nods to each instruction, but she's thinking about those prescription bottles, about a boy who draws like he's trying to erase something, about how familiar that looks. Day 3 at the Rossetti mansion. Keisha learns the boy's patterns. Marco wakes at 7, eats nothing at breakfast, goes to his room. Private tutors come and go. He barely speaks to them. But she watches, and she recognizes it. The way he flinches when a door slams. The way his hands shake when adults raise their voices. The way he builds things with blocks just to knock them down. Darnell does the same things. Different trauma, same symptoms. At night, back in Brooklyn, she researches on her phone while Darnell sleeps. PTSD in children. Hypervigilance. Avoidance behaviors. Emotional dysregulation. Every article describes both boys. You're up late, Tamara whispers from the couch. Just reading. About? Keisha hesitates. There's a kid at work. Reminds me of Darnell. Tamara sits up. Rich people's kids get traumatized too? Money doesn't stop nightmares. No, but it buys better therapists. Keisha thinks of Marco's prescription bottles, of Darnell's overdue therapy bills, of the $340 she still doesn't have. Yeah, she says quietly. It does. The next afternoon, Keisha cleans Marco's playroom while he sits in the corner. He's building something with wooden blocks, a structure with too many windows, unstable, doomed to fall. She watches him place each block with shaking hands. It collapses. He stares at the pieces. Doesn't cry. Just stares. Other staff members would leave. Let him be. Kids like him are best left alone. But Keisha kneels beside the scattered blocks. That's a lot of windows, she says softly. Marco doesn't look at her. Must want to see everything, huh? She pauses. Or maybe want people to see in. His hands stop moving. For 5 seconds, he's completely still. Then he picks up a block, places it, doesn't answer. But he doesn't tell her to leave either. Keisha returns to cleaning. She hums quietly, the same melody she hums for Darnell when he can't sleep. Marco glances at her once, then back to his blocks. It's not much, but it's something. That evening, the landlord's notice is taped to Keisha's apartment door. Final notice: 30 days to vacate or pay in full. Tamara sees it first. Keisha, I know. We need $1,500. I know. Where are we going to? I don't know! The words come out sharper than intended. Darnell looks up from his homework, eyes wide. Keisha takes a breath. I'm sorry, baby. Auntie's just tired. But being tired doesn't cover rent. Tired doesn't pay therapists. Tired doesn't fix anything. She could take a third job, weekend nights at a warehouse, 4 hours of sleep instead of 5. But then who comforts Darnell when he wakes screaming? Who makes sure he eats breakfast? Who tells him he's safe when the world has taught him otherwise? Tamara works 16-hour shifts. She's already doing everything she can. The math doesn't work. It never works. Keisha sits on the edge of her bed, staring at the water stain on the ceiling. In the morning, she'll wake up, make oatmeal, portion it carefully, take the train to a mansion where one vase costs more than her annual rent. She'll clean bathrooms for a boy who has everything except what he needs most. And she'll come home to a boy who needs everything she can't afford to give. Different worlds, same pain. She thinks about Marco's blocks, about building things that won't stand. You can't pour from an empty cup, her mother used to say. But what if your cup was never full to begin with? Darnell appears in the doorway, clutching his blanket. Auntie, can you sing the song? She's exhausted, broke, terrified. But she opens her arms. He climbs into her lap, too big for this really, but still small enough to need it. She hums. He relaxes against her chest. This, at least, she can give. This costs nothing. This is hers to offer. In 3 days, she'll kneel the same way for a boy in a mansion. She'll open her arms the same way. She'll offer the same thing: presence, witness, the simple act of seeing. She doesn't know it yet. But this moment, here, now, with Darnell, is teaching her how to save a stranger's child. And in saving him, she'll save herself, though the cost will be everything she has. Day 5. Keisha takes a wrong turn. The mansion is a maze, hallways that double back, doors that look identical. She's searching for extra cleaning supplies, following Mrs. Carter's vague directions, when she pushes through a door marked private. The family wing. She freezes. The hallway here is different, warmer. Photographs line the walls, not the cold professional portraits in the public spaces, but real moments. Birthday parties, beach vacations. A woman with dark hair laughing, holding Marco as a toddler. Marco's mother. In every photo, the boy is smiling, genuinely smiling. Keisha moves closer to one frame. Marco, maybe 5 years old, covered in finger paint. Pure joy on his face. His mother beside him, equally messy, equally happy. You're lost. The voice behind her is quiet, controlled. Keisha spins. Vincent Rossetti stands 10 feet away, tall, gray at the temples, eyes that miss nothing. I'm sorry, Mr. Rossetti. I was looking for... The supply closet is downstairs, east wing. Yes, sir, I apologize, I'll... You're the new girl. It's not a question. Keisha Baptiste. She nods, heart hammering. Vincent studies her for a long moment. His gaze is neither kind nor cruel, just assessing. Mrs. Carter says you're thorough. He steps closer to the photograph Keisha was examining. My son deserves thoroughness. His tone is unreadable. Threat or approval? Keisha can't tell. He's a beautiful child, sir. He was. Vincent touches the frame. Before. The word hangs in the air. Before the accident. Before the loss. Before whatever broke that smiling boy into the silent one who builds structures that collapse. I should go, Keisha whispers. Yes, you should. She turns to leave. Miss Baptiste? She stops. The family wing is off limits, but... He pauses, still looking at the photograph. Thank you. Noticing he was beautiful. Is, not was. She wants to correct him. Your son is beautiful. Present tense. Still here. Still worth seeing. But she just nods and leaves. Her hands shake as she finds the actual supply closet. That afternoon, during her lunch break, Dmitri finds her in the staff kitchen. You met the boss? I got lost. Ended up in the family wing. Dmitri whistles low. And you still have a job? He didn't seem angry. Just sad. Sad is his normal now. Dmitri pours coffee. Used to be a different man. Powerful. Decisive. Maybe too decisive, you understand. But after Maria died, Mrs. Rossetti, he became a ghost. Mrs. Carter said she died in a car accident. Yes, with Marco in the back seat. Dimitri's voice drops. The boy was unconscious when they pulled him out. Woke up in the hospital asking for Mama. They had to tell him 3 times before he believed it. Keisha's throat tightens. Father blamed himself, maybe rightly so. He was supposed to drive that day. Last-minute business kept him home. So Maria drove. And the brakes... The brakes? Dmitri shrugs. Car was new. Expensive. German engineering. But brakes failed on the highway. Maria couldn't stop. Hit a barrier at 70 miles per hour. And Marco saw it all. Everything. Dmitri takes a long sip of coffee. Vincent changed after. Stepped back from business. Angelo and Luca took over operations. His underboss and his brother. Vincent just stayed for the boy. But the boy is still suffering. Yes. And Vincent doesn't know how to fix it. He can buy the best doctors, the best therapists, best medications. But he cannot buy back the boy's mother. Cannot erase what Marco saw. Keisha thinks about Darnell. About all the things love can't fix. Some wounds don't heal, she says quietly. They just become part of you. Dmitri looks at her closely. You understand this? I have a nephew, similar age. He's seen things too. Then you know, money doesn't stop nightmares. No, Keisha agrees. It doesn't. But it buys the therapy that helps, the safety that heals, the time to recover. She thinks about the $340 she doesn't have, the eviction notice, the impossible math, different worlds, same pain, different resources. Day 12, Thursday afternoon, 3:47 p.m., 3rd floor hallway. Marco stands outside his father's study. The door is cracked open. Vincent's voice drifts out, cold and businesslike. Handle it. I don't care how. The boy doesn't need to know. Marco's hands clench into fists. He's 8 years old. He doesn't need details. Just handle it quietly. The boy backs away from the door. His breathing quickens. Keisha is cleaning the hallway 2 doors down. She sees him, the tension in his shoulders, the color draining from his face. She knows that look. She's seen it on Darnell 100 times. Marco walks to the console table, stares at the vase sitting there, crystal, probably priceless. His hand reaches out. Marco, Keisha starts. Too late. The vase crashes to the floor. Crystal explodes across marble. I hate this, Marco screams. I hate all of it! Another vase, another crash. Staff members appear in doorways. Mrs. Carter, 2 other housekeepers, a security guard. They freeze, uncertain. Mrs. Carter reaches for her phone to call Vincent's office. Marco grabs a framed painting off the wall, hurls it. You always lie. Everyone always lies. The security guard steps forward. Son, you need to... Don't touch me. The adults exchange glances. No one knows what to do. This is the boss's son, the grieving, damaged son. Touch him wrong and you're fired, or worse. They back away, all except Keisha. She sets down her cleaning supplies, walks toward him. Not fast, not aggressive, just steady. Marco, she says quietly. He spins to face her, another vase in his hands. Go away. I'm not going anywhere. I'll throw this, I will. Okay? He hesitates. What? If you need to throw it, throw it. Sometimes we need to break things when we're too broken to ask for help. His grip on the vase loosens slightly. Keisha kneels, eye level with him, opens her arms. But breaking things won't make the scared go away. It just makes more mess to clean up. And you're not a mess, Marco. You're just scared. His face crumbles. You don't know what... I know it's scary when you don't understand what's happening. I know it's scary when adults won't tell you the truth. My nephew feels that way too. Your nephew? His name is Darnell. He's 7, almost your age. He gets scared a lot. Sometimes he throws things too. Marco's hands start to shake. The vase slips from his fingers. Keisha catches it, sets it down gently. I don't know what your dad was talking about on that phone, she continues softly. But I know you're allowed to be scared. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to feel everything you're feeling. A sob breaks from his chest. But you don't have to feel it alone. He looks at her arms, still open, waiting. I don't know you, he whispers. That's okay. You don't have to know someone for them to care. Something in him breaks. He collapses into her arms, sobbing like the broken child he is. Not rage anymore, just grief. Pure, bottomless grief. Keisha holds him, rocks him gently, the same way she rocks Darnell. It's okay. I've got you. You're safe. His small body shakes against her chest. 3 years of tears pouring out. 43 seconds. That's how long it takes. When he finally pulls back, his eyes are red, his face blotchy. But something has shifted. I'm sorry, he whispers. I broke everything. Things can be replaced. You can't. Footsteps on the stairs. Vincent Rossetti appears, face unreadable. He takes in the scene. The shattered crystal, the damaged painting, his son in the arms of a housekeeper. The other staff members scatter immediately. Keisha starts to stand. Mr. Rossetti, Stay where you are. She freezes. Vincent descends the last few steps slowly. Approach them. Marco shrinks against Keisha. Vincent stops, sees his son's reaction, the fear, the distrust. Something crosses his face. Pain, maybe. Regret. He kneels beside them, not touching, just present. Marco. His voice is gentler than Keisha has ever heard it. Are you hurt? Marco shakes his head. Good. Vincent looks at Keisha. What's your name? Keisha Baptiste, sir. How did you know to do that? I have a nephew, similar age. He gets scared sometimes too. Vincent studies her for a long moment. You didn't run. No, sir. Everyone else did. Yes, sir. Why didn't you? Keisha chooses her words carefully. Because he's a child first. Everything else is second. Vincent's jaw tightens. He looks at his son, really looks at him, for what might be the first time in months. Marco, go to your room. I'll come check on you in a few minutes. Are you going to fire her? Marco's voice is small. No. Promise? I promise. Marco stands slowly. Look back at Keisha once, then walks upstairs. Vincent waits until the boy is gone. Then he speaks. Mrs. Carter will adjust your duties. From now on, you're assigned to Marco's wing. Your primary responsibility is his spaces: bedroom, bathroom, playroom. You'll work the same hours, but your pay increases 20% effective immediately. Keisha's breath catches. Sir, This isn't a reward. It's a necessity. My son hasn't let anyone close to him in 3 years. Whatever you did just now, he needs more of it. I just listened to him. Exactly. Vincent stands. The damage here will be replaced. I'll inform Mrs. Carter you were not at fault. But Miss Baptiste? Yes, sir? I don't know what you said to my son, but if you ever use his trust to hurt him, there is nowhere you can go that I won't find you. Are we clear? It's not quite a threat, more of a promise. A father protecting his child the only way he knows how. Crystal clear, sir. And for what it's worth, I would never hurt him. We'll see. He walks upstairs without another word. Keisha sits alone in the hallway, surrounded by shattered crystal, heart pounding. 20% raise, direct access to Marco, a chance to actually help. She thinks about the eviction notice, the $340 she needs, the therapy bills for Darnell. 20% might just be enough. But as she starts cleaning up the broken glass, she can't shake Vincent's words. There is nowhere you can go that I won't find you. She's just entered a world where kindness is currency, and where one wrong move could cost her everything. The security camera in the corner blinks red, recording everything. Somewhere, someone is always watching. 2 weeks later, rent paid, on time, first time in 8 months. Keisha stands in her apartment holding the receipt like it's made of gold. Tamara sees her face and smiles. The new job? 20% raise. It's enough. Finally enough. Darnell's therapy appointment. Confirmed for next Tuesday. And the Tuesday after that. No more cancellations. No more apologies to the receptionist. No more watching her nephew suffer because she can't afford help. She buys him new shoes. Not from the thrift store. Actual new shoes that fit properly. He stares at them like they're magic. For me? For you, baby. He hugs her so tight she can barely breathe. Small things. But when you've had nothing, small things are everything. At the mansion, Marco is changing too. Slowly, carefully. Day 16. He asks her a question. Do you really have a nephew? I do. His name is Darnell. Is he scared like me? Sometimes. But he's learning it's okay to talk about it. Day 19. Marco shows her a drawing. Not the violent dark strokes from before. This one has color. A house. A tree. A person standing in the doorway. That's nice, Keisha says. The person is waiting for someone to come home. Are they coming? I don't know yet. But it's hopeful. That's something. Day 22. Marco sleeps through the night. Mrs. Carter mentions it at breakfast. Vincent overhears, looks at Keisha across the staff dining area. Something in his expression softens. He nods once. She nods back. Maybe this is real. Maybe kindness actually gets rewarded. Maybe the world isn't only brutal. That night, Keisha passes Vincent's study while cleaning. The door is ajar. His voice carries into the hallway. The feds are circling again. They'll use anything, anyone to get to me. Make sure the household is clean. No loose ends. Her blood goes cold. No loose ends. She keeps walking. Doesn't look back. Doesn't let her pace change. But her hands shake as she pushes the cleaning cart. Inside the study, Vincent stands by the window. Behind him, on his desk, a family photograph. Him, Maria, Marco. All three were smiling. The caption beneath reads, "Family is everything. Protect it at all costs." FBI Field Office, Manhattan. Same day. Agent Sarah Brennan, 53, stares at a computer screen. 7 years of surveillance footage. 7 years of nothing solid. Her partner, Agent Torres, sets down coffee. Still the Rossetti file? Always the Rossetti file. We've been chasing them since Vincent ran the largest money laundering operation in the tri-state area. I know, but he stepped back 3 years ago. Angelo Ricci and Luca Rossetti run things now. So why are we still watching Vincent? Because he's the key. Angelo and Luca are operators, but Vincent built the empire. He knows where everybody is buried. Literally. Torres leans over her shoulder. What are you looking at? Brennan clicks through security footage from the Rossetti mansion, legally obtained through a federal warrant. She stops on a timestamp 2 weeks ago. The embrace. Keisha and Marco. 43 seconds. Who's that? Keisha Baptiste, 32, hired through Elite Household Services 3 weeks ago, works directly with the kid now. And? Brennan pulls up Keisha's file. Single. Lives in Brownsville with her sister and nephew. 2 jobs. Behind on rent until recently. Sister's immigration paperwork has irregularities. You're thinking of using her. She has access. She's vulnerable. Financial pressure, family obligations, and look. Brennan plays the footage again. The kid trusts her. Kids talk. Kids see things. Torres crosses his arms. She's a housekeeper, Sarah, not an operative. She's a desperate woman with a sick nephew and a sister 1 audit away from deportation. We make the right offer, apply the right pressure, or we ruin her life trying. Brennan turns in her chair. My brother was killed by organized crime. Your brother, too. These people destroy families. If we can use one vulnerable woman to take down an organization that's hurt thousands, that's how we justify it? That's how we survive it. 2 days later. Outside Darnell's school. 3:30 p.m. Keisha waits by the fence. Darnell runs out, backpack bouncing. Auntie, I got an A on my spelling test. That's my boy. Miss Baptiste? 2 people approach. Suits. Badges. I'm Agent Brennan, FBI. This is Agent Torres. We need to talk about your employer. Keisha's stomach drops. Not here. Brennan gestures to a car. 5 minutes. We'll drive you home. I can take the subway. Miss Baptiste, we can do this easy or we can do this official. Your choice. Darnell grips Keisha's hand. Auntie, it's okay, baby. These people just want to talk to me about work. Inside the car, Darnell sits between them, oblivious. Keisha's heart pounds so hard she can barely hear. Brennan speaks quietly. We know you work for Vincent Rossetti. We know you have access to his son. We need your cooperation. I clean his house. I don't know anything about... You know more than you think. Vincent trusts you. Marco talks to you. That's access we've been trying to get for 7 years. I'm not a spy. We're not asking you to spy. Just observe. Report what you see, what you hear. Help us build a case against Angelo Ricci and Luca Rossetti. They're running criminal operations out of that house. And if I say no? Torres speaks for the first time. Your sister, Tamara. Her work visa expired 6 months ago. She's been working illegally. 1 call to ICE. You wouldn't. We wouldn't want to, Brennan says smoothly. But we will if we have to. Your family's safety depends on your cooperation. That's a threat. That's reality. They pull up to Keisha's building. Darnell hops out, running ahead. Brennan hands Keisha a card. You have 48 hours to decide. Then we move forward, with or without your cooperation. And Miss Baptiste? If you tell the Rossetti family we approached you, they'll assume you're already working with us. You know what happens to informants in that world. I'm not an informant because I'm not cooperating. Then you're a liability, to them and to us. Think about it. The car drives away. Keisha stands on the sidewalk, card burning in her hand. 48 hours. That night, she can't sleep. Math is impossible. If she refuses, the FBI might expose Tamara, or tell Vincent they approached her. Either way, she loses everything. If she cooperates, she becomes an informant. She uses Marco, a traumatized 8-year-old, as a source. She betrays the first people who valued her in years. Tamara finds her at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling. Can't sleep? Just thinking. About? Keisha almost tells her. Almost. But Tamara doesn't need this weight. Just work stuff, it's fine. Keisha, you're shaking. I said it's fine. Tamara sits beside her. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out. We always do. But Keisha knows that's not true. Some problems don't have solutions, just choices between bad and worse. The next day at the mansion, everything looks different, threatening. She cleans Marco's bathroom, finds herself listening to his conversations with tutors, looking for useful information, hating herself for it. Marco appears in the doorway. Keisha, can I ask you something? Her throat tightens. Of course. Do you think people can be good even if their family does bad things? The question lands like a punch. I think people are more than their families. My friend at school says my dad is a bad man. Is he? Keisha kneels, looks him in the eyes. Your dad loves you. That's what I know. The rest is complicated. Everything's always complicated. Yeah, it is. He hugs her suddenly. She holds him, blinking back tears. She can't do this. Can't use this child. Can't turn his trust into a weapon. That afternoon, Angelo Ricci visits the mansion. Keisha has never seen him before. Vincent's underboss, the man who actually runs operations now. He's cold, efficient. He spots Keisha in the hallway, studies her with flat eyes. New girl? Yes, sir. Vincent trusts you with his son. I just cleaned, sir. Nobody just anything in this house. He walks past, but Keisha feels his suspicion like a blade against her throat. That evening, the FBI deadline looms. 24 hours left. Keisha stands in her apartment holding Brennan's card. On her phone, a text from Mrs. Carter. Marco asked for you 3 times today. You're doing good work. She thinks about Marco's question. Can people be good even if their family does bad things? She thinks about Darnell, Tamara, the rent that's finally paid, the therapy that's finally affordable. She thinks about the FBI's threat, Vincent's suspicion, Angelo's cold eyes. There is no right answer, only the answer she can live with. She tears up the card, drops it in the trash. Whatever comes next, she won't use a child as a weapon, even if it costs her everything. The next morning, Keisha doesn't go to work. She can't. Her hands won't stop shaking. The FBI deadline passed at midnight. She made her choice. Now she waits for consequences. Her phone rings. Mrs. Carter. Keisha, where are you? Marco is asking. I'm sick. I can't come in today. A pause. You're never sick. I am today. She hangs up, sits on her bed, stares at nothing. Tamara leaves for her shift. Darnell goes to school. The apartment falls silent. At noon, someone knocks. Keisha freezes. FBI? Vincent's people? Angelo? She opens the door a crack. Dimitri stands there, hands in his pockets. Are you going to let me in? Or will we talk in the hallway where neighbors hear everything? She lets him in. He looks around the small apartment, takes in the water stain, the cramped space, the envelope marked rent. So this is where you live. What do you want, Dmitri? To tell you I believe you. Believe me about what? About whatever is coming. Because something is coming. I see it in your face. Keisha sits heavily. I don't know what you're talking about. The FBI approached you, didn't they? Her silence is answer enough. Dmitri sits across from her. I've worked for Vincent for 12 years. I've seen this before. They get desperate. They go after the vulnerable ones. Drivers, housekeepers, gardeners. People who need money, people with secrets, people they can squeeze. I told them no. Good, that's good. Is it? Because now they'll either expose my sister or tell Vincent they approached me. Either way, I lose. Maybe not. Dmitri pulls out a USB drive. 3 years ago, driver was accused of stealing. Same setup. Money planted in his locker. He was innocent, but by the time Vincent found out, man was already destroyed. Why are you telling me this? Because yesterday, Mrs. Carter's master keys went missing for 2 hours. This morning, they showed up in her office. No explanation. Keisha's breath catches. Someone used them to access staff lockers, including yours. You think someone planted? I don't think, I know, because I have security footage. He holds up the USB drive. From the camera, Mrs. Carter doesn't know about it. I installed it 6 months ago after some equipment went missing. Why? Because I'm old and paranoid. He hands her the drive. This shows who opened your locker yesterday at 3 p.m., when you were with Marco upstairs. Keisha stares at it. Who? Better you see for yourself. But Keisha, when you see, you'll understand why I'm helping you. Because the man on this video doesn't work for Vincent. He works for Angelo. Before she can respond, her phone buzzes. Unknown number. Miss Baptiste, this is your final warning. Meet us at the address below in 1 hour or we proceed without your cooperation. Your sister's ICE hearing is scheduled for Friday. Her hands go numb. Dmitri reads her face. They're pushing. My sister, it will be fine if you don't panic. The FBI makes threats, but they need evidence for deportation. It takes time. Gives us time. Us? You think I'm going to let them destroy another innocent person? I told you, I have a daughter your age, and I've seen what this life does to good people. Marco won't stop asking for you, he continues. Boy hasn't eaten since you called in sick. Vincent is concerned. Concerned I'm a liability? Concerned you're suffering. He's not heartless, Keisha. He's just a criminal. A father who lost his wife and doesn't know how to save his son. You showed him someone could reach Marco. That matters to him. It won't matter when the FBI tells him they tried to recruit me. Dmitri stands. Then we make sure they have no reason to tell him. You go to that meeting. You tell them again, no. But this time, you tell them if they approach you once more, you'll file harassment charges. The FBI has rules. They break them when they think no one's watching. Make them know you're watching. I'm a housekeeper from Brooklyn. They won't care. Then make them care. Go back to work. Do your job. Love that boy the way you've been doing. Let me handle the rest. Handle what? Finding out who planted evidence in your locker. Why Angelo wants you gone, and what the FBI really knows about this family. He moves toward the door. Stops. Keisha? Marco asked me this morning if you were coming back. I said yes. Don't make me a liar. After he leaves, Keisha sits with the USB drive. She opens her laptop. Play the footage. 3:17 p.m. Yesterday. Her locker. A man in a maintenance uniform appears, uses Mrs. Carter's keys, opens Keisha's locker, places an envelope inside, closes it, walks away. The camera catches his face for 2 frames. She doesn't recognize him. but the security badge on his belt is clear. A. Ritchie, security consultant, Angelo's man. Not Angelo himself, but close enough. The trap was set yesterday, which means they knew the FBI approached her before she even decided. Someone's been watching her longer than she thought. Her phone buzzes again. The FBI address. She grabs her coat. Time to make them understand. She won't be anyone's weapon. Not theirs. Not Angelo's. Not even Vincent's. She's just a woman trying to protect a traumatized child. And if that makes her a liability in their war, so be it. The coffee shop is neutral ground. FBI's choice. Keisha arrives exactly on time. Brennan and Torres sit in the back corner, two untouched coffees waiting. She doesn't sit. Miss Baptiste, Brennan starts. No. You haven't heard? I don't need to hear it. My answer is no. It was no yesterday, it's no today, it'll be no tomorrow. I won't help you use a child to build your case. Torres leans forward. Your sister. We'll fight any deportation hearing with a lawyer. A real one. You want to threaten her? Go ahead. But you'll do it knowing you're threatening a hospital nurse who saves lives to catch criminals. Let's see how that plays in court. Brennan's eyes narrow. You're making a mistake. Maybe. But it's my mistake to make. And if you approach me again, I'll file a formal harassment complaint. The FBI has rules, right? Let's see if you've been following them. You think Vincent Rossetti will protect you when he finds out we tried to recruit you? I think you won't tell him because that would expose your operation. You've been monitoring that house for years. You tell Vincent about me, you reveal your surveillance. You're not that stupid. Silence. Keisha turns to leave. We could still help you, Torres says quietly. If things go wrong. She looks back. Things are already wrong, but I'm not making them worse by using a traumatized 8-year-old as bait. That's where I draw the line. She walks out. Her hands don't shake until she's 2 blocks away. 3 days later, the trap springs. Keisha arrives at the mansion. Mrs. Carter waits at the staff entrance, face grim. My office, now. Inside, Vincent stands by the window. Angelo Ricci leans against the desk. Cold eyes, colder smile. On Mrs. Carter's desk, an envelope. $5,000 in marked bills. This was found in your locker this morning, Mrs. Carter says, during a routine security check. Keisha's blood goes cold. I've never seen that before. Of course you haven't, Angelo says smoothly. That's what they all say. Vincent turns. His face is stone. I trusted you. I brought you into my son's life. And you steal from me? Mr. Rossetti, I swear, do you know what I do to people who betray me? I didn't. Enough! His voice cracks like a whip. I gave you everything. A job, a raise, access to my son. And this is how you repay me? Footsteps on the stairs. Marco appears, rubbing sleep from his eyes. Dad? What's happening? Go back to bed, Marco. Why is Keisha here? Is she in trouble? Marco, go to your room. The boy sees the money, sees his father's face, sees Keisha's tears. She didn't do it, Marco whispers. You don't understand. She wouldn't. She's not like that. Dad, please. Vincent's jaw tightens. This isn't your concern. It is. You're wrong about her. Marco, room, now. The boy flinches, then runs to Keisha, wraps his arms around her waist. Don't let them take her, please. She's the only one who... Vincent's expression cracks for just a moment. Pain, regret, then hardens again. Security will escort you out, he says to Keisha. Consider yourself fortunate I'm not pressing charges, but if I ever see you near this house, near my son again... Dad, no! Get her out of here. 2 security guards step forward. Marco screams, clinging tighter. Keisha kneels, cups his face. Marco, listen to me. You did nothing wrong. None of this is your fault. You hear me? Don't go. I have to. But you remember, you're not alone. You're never alone, even when it feels like it. But you said, I know what I said, and it's still true. You're going to be okay. They pull her away. Marco's screams follow her down the hallway, out the door, into the cold morning air. The door shuts. Silence. Inside, Vincent stands frozen. Marco's sobs echo from upstairs. Angelo straightens. It's handled. The liability is removed. Vincent doesn't respond. Boss, you made the right call. Can't have FBI informants in your house. Get out. What? I said get out. I need to deal with my son. Angelo leaves, smirking. Vincent climbs the stairs slowly. Marco's bedroom door is locked. Marco, open the door. No. Son, please. You said family doesn't lie, but you lied about Mom. You lied about what I saw, and now you're lying about Keisha. Vincent's hand freezes on the doorknob. What did you say? I saw Uncle Luca. I saw what he did to Mom's car. I told you, and you said I imagined it. But I didn't imagine it. And Keisha didn't steal. But you don't believe me because you never believe me. The words hit like bullets. Vincent leans against the door. Marco, open this door. We need to talk. No, I hate you. I hate this house. I hate everything. Furniture crashes inside the room. More screaming. Vincent slides down to sit against the door, head in his hands. Downstairs, Mrs. Carter finds Dimitri in the kitchen. Something's wrong with this, she says quietly. The money? My keys. They went missing yesterday. I found them in my drawer this morning. I never misplace my keys. You think someone used them? She doesn't answer. Doesn't need to. 4 days pass. Marco refuses to eat. Refuses to speak. Refuses to leave his room. Psychiatrists come and go. He ignores them all. Vincent sits outside his son's door every night. The boy won't let him in. On the 5th morning, Mrs. Carter knocks on Vincent's study. Sir, we have a problem. Marco hasn't eaten in 3 days. He's asking for... Don't say her name. He's getting worse. The doctors say if he doesn't eat soon... I said don't. But that night, Vincent sits in his study, staring at security footage. The embrace. 43 seconds. Marco's face transformed from rage to peace. He replays it. Again. Again. His phone rings. Dimitri. Boss, we need to talk. About the money. About Angelo. About what really happened. What are you talking about? I have footage. From a camera Mrs. Carter doesn't know about. You need to see it. 30 minutes later, Vincent watches the USB drive. Angelo's man. Mrs. Carter's keys. Keisha's locker. The planted envelope. Vincent's face goes white, then red. When was this? Day before the money was found. Angelo knew about this? Angelo ordered it. Vincent stands slowly. Where is he? Boss, think about... Where is he? Angelo arrives within the hour. Confidence, smiling. Until he sees Vincent's face. We need to talk, Vincent says. Too calm. Too quiet. About how you framed an innocent woman without my knowledge or permission. Angelo's smile falters. I was protecting. Protecting? You planted evidence. You lied to me. You manipulated my household security protocols. The FBI approached her. I saw the surveillance reports. She was a liability. So you made her one. Vincent's voice explodes. She refused them, twice, and instead of coming to me, you set her up. I did what was necessary. You did what you wanted, without asking, without permission. Do you know what my son has been doing for 4 days? Angelo says nothing. Starving himself. Because you took away the one person who could reach him. Because you acted like you run this family. I run the operations. Operations I stepped away from 3 years ago. But you forgot that, didn't you? You forgot who's actually in charge. Vincent, be reasonable. Get out. What? Get out of my house. Out of my organization. You're done. If I see you again, you won't walk away. Angelo's face hardens. You're making a mistake. You're weak now. Soft. The organization needed me to be a father. And I failed. But I'm not failing again. Get out. Angelo leaves. The door slams. Vincent stands alone in his study. Then he picks up the phone. Dimitri, find Keisha Baptiste. Bring her here. Tell her I need to make this right. Keisha doesn't want to come. Dimitri finds her at the diner, halfway through her evening shift. He wants to see you. Tell him I'm busy. Marco hasn't eaten in 5 days. Her hands freeze on the coffee pot. The doctors are talking about hospitalization. He won't speak. He just asks for you. That's not my problem anymore. Isn't it? She sets down the pot. He fired me, called me a thief. And he was wrong. He knows that now. Angelo planted the money. Vincent found proof. Angelo's gone. Keisha's breath catches. Gone? Out of the organization. Permanently. She looks at Dimitri, this old man who's shown her more loyalty than anyone. Why do you care? Because for 43 seconds I saw that boy at peace. You did that. Not psychiatrists. Not medication. You. Keisha closes her eyes. Thinks about Marco's screams when they dragged her away. Thinks about Darnell when he wakes terrified. Different children. Same need. 1 hour, she says. That's all. Vincent waits in his study. Marco sits beside him, thin, pale, hollow-eyed. When Keisha enters, Marco runs to her. She catches him, holds tight. I'm sorry, Vincent says, for everything. You were framed by someone I trusted. That person is gone. I owe you an apology, your job back, whatever compensation. I don't want compensation. I want him to get real help, real therapy, not just medication. Done. I want honest answers, age-appropriate but honest. No more dismissing what he tells you. Vincent flinches, but nods. Done. And I want you to believe him. When he's scared, when he tells you what he saw, you believe him. Vincent kneels beside his son. I should have believed you about your mother, about what you saw. I'm sorry, Marco. Do you believe me now? Marco whispers. I do. About Uncle Luca? Vincent's jaw tightens. Yes, and I'm going to make sure he faces justice, real justice. I'm cooperating with the authorities. My brother killed my wife. That's murder. Keisha studies him. And the FBI? We'll get their case. Against Luca, against the people running operations, but not through you. That was wrong. Will you come back? Marco asks. Please? She looks at this broken, brave boy. I'll come back. For you. But no more lies. We deal with truth, even when it hurts. Okay? Okay. Vincent extends his hand. Triple your previous salary. Full benefits. And your nephew, Darnell. His therapy is covered through our family program. Keisha stares at his hand, then shakes it. Not as an employee and employer, as two people trying to save a child. 6 weeks later. Marco's playroom. He's building with blocks again. A house with one window this time. Why just one? Keisha asks. One is enough. You only need one if the right person is looking through it. She smiles. He's healing. Not healed. Healing. That's all anyone can ask. Keisha's apartment has new furniture now. Fresh paint. Darnell's therapy appointments are consistent. No more cancellations, no more apologies. Tamara notices the change. You did something good, and good came back. It doesn't happen often, Keisha says, but when it does, you hold on to it. 3 months later, FBI agents arrest Luca Rossetti for murder. Vincent testifies. Angelo, captured after fleeing, provides evidence in exchange for a reduced sentence. The organization crumbles from within. Vincent accepts a 10-year federal monitoring agreement. No prison, but ankle bracelet, regular check-ins, full cooperation. He agrees to everything. For Marco. 1 year later. Marco and Darnell play soccer in the mansion garden. Friends from different worlds, same struggles. Keisha runs Baptiste Family Services now, a non-profit helping working families. Vincent funded the startup. At dinner, Vincent, Marco, Keisha, Darnell, Tamara, Darnell asks, Auntie, why did you hug that boy when he was breaking stuff? Keisha smiles. Because sometimes people break things when they're too broken to ask for help. One person being kind is enough to show them they're not alone. Vincent adds quietly, and sometimes one person's kindness saves more than one life. If this story touched you, hit like and subscribe to Blacktail's Stories. Comment below, who in your life showed you kindness when you needed it most? Share their name. They deserve to be remembered.